What am I doing nowadays? I'm working for the BBC. We do a programme called Final Score on a Saturday with Garth Crooks and people like Mark Bright, Martin Keown, Les Ferdinand. So we watch all the games on a Saturday afternoon and then give our insight and what we think's going on. So I do that. I work here at United TV and for a lot of the European games. I work for the FA with the corporate stuff that they do at Wembley, especially, and the England side. So I've got plenty to do, plenty to keep me busy. I think we just need to keep the money coming in. So we have to. If you don't go into the coaching side of things or the management side of things, I think you like to still be involved in the game, and I think that's a way for a lot of the lads to do that. You know, it keeps you in. You know, as I said, you know, meeting Les Ferdinand, Martin Keown, Mark Bright. You know, here I'm meeting up with Maisie, Paul Parker, some of the even older boys, Alex Stepney, Frank Stapleton. So it's great to still be involved in the game, and I think that's what, you know, when you do quit, I think that's a part of it you can miss. But as I say, when you're working in the media side of things, you're still keeping in touch, and you know, that little bit of banter that you had when you were still playing is still around in certainly in the TV studios. And you still get that anyway, you know what I mean? It's what you come to do is like this, and you'll sit and talk about the football and certain games or certain goals, memories, cup finals. There's so many things that you know. Fortunately, I was here for 9 years, so there was many great occasions that I was involved in. So every fan has a different, as I say, a different memory to take away from being at Old Trafford, and they like to talk about it, and I'm the same. It's, you know what I mean, to rekindle them memories is great for me as well. So you still get plenty of it wherever you go. You know, dues last night and people are talking about certain things. It's great. It brings people together. Yeah, well, as I say, I do mainly the European games for United TV. So
also the away games, or?
Yeah, but we do the away games from the studio here, so I don't have to travel, which is great for me. So yeah, in the home games, obviously I sit up in the director's box, in a privileged position, thankfully. Nice and comfortable them seats up there, and watch the game. So you know, the European nights are a little bit special. I always felt that as a player. There's a different atmosphere in Old Trafford, I think, for them games, because you're going in, you know, you're playing against teams that you're not quite so sure about. The fans don't really know a lot of the players, so it's exciting for both the fans and the players to be a part of European nights. And yeah, fortunately, I get to get a free ticket and enjoy the experience as well. You know, it's. You know, I don't think they were as strong as they were last year. I don't think United, and I think that's due in part to obviously losing Cristiano. But I think the injuries have played a major part, especially at the back. I think, you know, the way that, especially the year before when they won the title, I think that was a huge part of why they did win the league, because, you know, Rio and Vidic were there week in, week out, and keeping clean sheet after clean sheet with Van der Sar being in such great form, and that was really the backbone of winning the title. It's not been the same this year. They've had too many changes, I think. You know, Rooney's been exceptional. He's picked up the mantle from Cristiano, and you know, he's proven what a world-class player he's been. But ultimately, they just fell short. I don't think Chelsea were as good as they've been in previous title-winning seasons. So I think both clubs will be looking at next year to add to the squads, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big signing here at Old Trafford. It's all about bringing in players that are exciting. You know, I mean, that's from the Law Best Charlton era. It's always been the same, and the manager's carried on that philosophy. He wants to bring players into the club that excite people, get people on the edge of the seat here at Old Trafford, and that's what this team can do. You know, Wayne Rooney, I think, you know, the fans absolutely love him here. It's not just the talent that the kid's got, it's the drive and that willingness to go the extra yard that the fans absolutely love. And There's other players with, you know, Gigsy's still going strong, Scholes's still going strong, fantastic players. So that's, you know, it's always been about that. It's always been about players that can excite the fans, and I don't think that philosophy will ever change here. It demands it. It's why it's called the Theatre of Dreams. Yeah, it's weird because I still see them as young lads. You know what I mean? When they were coming through, when they were 20, 21, and playing in the first team, and a manager put such great faith in them. To see them now coming towards the end of the careers and old men, it's a little bit. It just makes me feel older. But it's still great to see. I mean, they've both been fantastic professionals. Gary and Neville's the same. Looked after themselves, been a credit to themselves, the club. And done everything the right way, and it's great to see them having this longevity as well in the game. You know, people want to put them out to grass because they're a little bit older, but they've still got, and even next year they'll still play an important part of the team to hopefully return the. What can they? I don't know. I mean, I think you've got to stay free of injuries. You know, by saying that, you know, Chelsea had the problems last year. They lost Essien, who's a big figure for them. They've had problems in their squad, as you know. I mean, so we can't look at that as the whole excuse. I don't know what I don't know what the manager will be thinking. Whether he'll look for another forward. You know, Scholes's coming to his end of his career. Whether he's looking for that kind of playmaker type. In the midfield area as well. Well, it's a big season for Nani, I think. You know, he's showed glimpses this season what he's capable of. If he can step up to the plate more often, then we've got a terrific player on our hands. You know, hopefully the penny's dropping with him now, and he's starting to show the kind of form that we believe he was capable of. So it's a big season, man. Big season if Berbatov stays as well. There's a lot of conjecture about his future here. I was a big advocate of him coming here. I think he's a fantastic player. I think towards the end of the season he played as though the world was on his shoulders. I like to see him play with that free spirit that he's got, and I think if he can do that again, we've got a different player on our hands as well. So, but I wouldn't, you know, I think there's players in the dressing room. I think if the manager brings in new blood, I think it gives everybody a lift. Going into a new season. So hopefully the purse strings have been loosened, and we can bring in one or two. Well, he is the future. A lot of money they've spent on him. You know, I think he came late into the game, and he's probably still doing his apprenticeship. In a bit like myself. You know, I was late coming to the game. I was 19 before I was signed as a professional at Middlesbrough. And I think he's gone down that kind of route, and he's a big, strong lad. He's got a lot to learn about the game still. I'm sure he's the first to admit that. But he's coming to the best club in the world to learn that, and I'm sure he'll do that. And you know, the manager very rarely gets it wrong when he sources the player, and they've seen him over a number of times, a number of games. So I'm sure if he comes to terms with playing at Old Trafford, which a lot of players have to do, then he'd be one for the future. Again, he's an exciting talent. He's a goal scorer, isn't he? And he's a young lad that's hopefully going to make his way here. It's difficult coming from a different country to settle. It's also different to play at a place like this from what he's used to. So big learning curve for him, but he's obviously got bags of ability.
Thank you.
Lovely, fantastic, top man.